Gentlemen, there's two guys that wake up at 5:30. The alarm goes off. They hit it. One person goes, "Ah, how do I feel today? How's my body doing? Am I in the mood to even stand up and go to the bathroom?" And the other guy wakes up and he says, "Okay, what's the goals? What are my goals today? What does my schedule say?" And he's already visualizing, already has an understanding of everything he has to do because he planned for it. He planned for it. He planned his day. He knows how it looks like. He knows exactly what things are going to happen. He knows what he's going to eat. He knows the number of steps he's going to hit. He understands what time he's going to go to the gym. He understands what is required of him. He understands what inputs he needs to put in every single day for his goals to come true, for him to achieve his dreams. The other person wakes up, he's in the mood or he's not in the mood to wake up on time. And then he thinks about scrolling on the phone and jacking off. Then he thinks about what sweet snack he can have to regulate his emotions because he has nothing else to do. And he just allows the day to pull him in whatever direction he wants. And months later, years later, the person, who had no plan is going to look at the person who has a plan and is going to say, "That man got lucky. I wish I could be him," but in an envious and jealous way. Not in a way like, "Oh, this man inspires me," but no, this man makes me feel small. And I wish I could be like him. He will covet. He's going to covet another man's life. And a lot of people don't understand the type of damage that happens when a man watches another man do what he wants to do continuously. Specifically, I'm talking about people's night ritual. Because you're basically seeing someone take something that you want every single night. And that gets hardwired in everything in your life. You see other people living the life that you want. You see other people walking in bodies that you would like to have. You see other people experiencing things that you would want to experience, but you can't because you're unwilling to put in the work. Or maybe you're too ignorant to understand that work is necessary for you to achieve things. Or you have already been, or you've already been nervous. Your nervous system has already hardwired itself to believe that hard work is not necessary to get dopamine hits. And that's everybody. And that's something you have to intentionally reflect on, guys. If you don't have a plan, you're not going anywhere. Nowhere that you plan for, nowhere that you desire, because you will realize that the world is like a current. And the status quo, the average, going with the flow is not fun. It's going to take you places you don't want to go. You will have to go against the herd. You will have to go make your own path. You will have to go against the grain. You're going to have to swim backwards against the flow of the river to build a life that you actually enjoy. To build a life that you're fulfilled with, satisfied, not to be happy with, but satisfied with. Happiness becomes like a somewhat irrelevant when it comes to fulfillment. Fulfillment brings you joy. Happiness is, moments of laughter, happy moments. But joy is that everlasting feeling of I am who I am and I'm doing what I'm made to do. It's being able to express yourself authentically, right? And the better you love yourself, the easier it becomes for you to express yourself. And you will develop a pure heart. To go against the grain, you will realize you will develop a more masculine energy, right? You become indifferent to the external environment. But at the same time, you will become a more high vibrational person. You will be more grounded. You'll be more at peace. You'll be more at joy. You'll be more compassionate. You'll be more patient. You'll be more courageous. You'll be a lot more optimistic, hopeful, right? You will become a light. A light needs gas, guys. Kerosene. It needs to spark. It needs gas. And a lot of people want to glow, but they're not willing to pay for the gas. They're not willing to pay for the gasoline to make it happen. What's a gasoline? It's basically responsibility, guys. It's taking responsibility for your life. Day by day. Realizing, okay, I took responsibility over my body. I'm going to the gym 3 times a week. I'm at least getting some steps. Boom. You got your fitness movement down. I'm taking responsibility over on my overall health. Now it's all about eating the right food. I'm evaluating throughout the day, like, oh, when I ate this, I felt like this and my energy drained and I wasn't able to work on this as effectively. So I should avoid this food. Or I should not eat this food at this time because I know I'm going to slow down in productivity. So what I know what? I'm going to push it later down in my day where I am not required to be as productive. You realize, oh, this food makes me moody. It takes away my drive to desire. It hijacks my brain to the point where I'm eating and I don't know why I'm eating. When you become aware of these things, because you begin to decide, I'm taking responsibility for my health, my fitness, and above all, guys, your dreams. You begin to realize, hey, my dreams require me to show up every single day. It requires me to get up at a certain time. It requires me to plan. It requires me to write down my daily tasks. It requires me to meal prep. It requires me to do all these things. And this is where a man or a woman really find themselves. It's exercising that masculine energy, both man and woman. It's required. You need to take responsibility for your life because no one else will. As long as you're scapegoating, in other words, depending on someone else to fully guide you and to do things for you, you will not achieve the things that you're meant to achieve. It's because you're not taking accountability for it. My growth, I always was responsibility adverse. Like I handled the responsibility that was given to me, but I was never proactive in getting more because I felt like stress is not good. Stress is ungodly. It's not from God. Well, when you realize that stress is just part of life and you will experience stress in everything, you realize, okay, I want to be particular in the type of stress that I receive throughout the day or through the week, through the month. So I made sure that all the stress and all the worries or the pressure, right, the uncomfortability is aligned with my goals. The stronger, the more clarity you have to your goals, the more clear you become with what you should be dealing with. You begin to realize, I don't need to be doing that. I don't need to be talking about these topics. I don't need to be hanging out with these people. I shouldn't be going there. The clearer your goal gets, the clearer your actions become. The plan becomes more illuminated. And guess what? When you do that, you cut out a lot of BS. You cut out a lot of things that are wasting your time, and you realize that you wasted a lot of time in general. It was only when I started taking my life serious, when I actually wrote down my goals and I made a plan, I realized, dude, you spent a lot of time doing irrelevant things that have nothing to do. It just became unconscious habits I picked up through the youth, through high school, college, hanging out with people that, don't have goals, aspirations for shit. It all takes writing down a plan. That is the beginning. A man without a plan ain't shit. That's it. When a woman hears a man talk and she asks, what are your goals? And you don't have your goals, you don't know your priorities in your life, and she don't want your ass because you don't take your life serious. And you're supposed to guide, protect, bring some form of structure into her life. You have to be a leader. If you're not a leader in your life, don't don't be surprised if no woman wants you. You don't even want you. You don't even want yourself. You don't even see the value of having a plan. So how can you bring value to any form of relationship? Authority, responsibility, dominion all starts with you and how you direct your day on an individual basis. So be that person that wakes up with a plan. Be that person that wakes up and knows, hey, this is how my day is going to look like. And it's continuous improvement. That week by week, you want to say, I'm becoming more efficient and more effective. That is the narrow way. It's being a steward of your time and your talents and taking your dreams and your goals serious. Stop paying attention to the outside world. The outside world don't care about your dreams. The outside world is concerned about distracting you so you don't make your dreams, so you become depressed and you go on medication and basically eat your feelings away, so you become a full-time consumer. That's what the world wants for you. That's not what God wants for you. That's not what you want for you. And you definitely don't want that for your kids. So be that person that takes their life serious. If you're not going to take your life serious, if you're not going to take yourself serious, no one will. No one will. You need to understand that. And you need to prioritize yourself. You need to prioritize, what is it? What's the gardening thing? I don't know. Watering your roots. Cutting your branches before you do that for something else. Because there's a lot of people who neglect themselves to the point where they rot and die. Their soul, they're just walking bodies with dead souls, is because they thought they will find fulfillment in making someone else whole. No, you find fulfillment from making yourself whole and shining a light to inspire others to do the same. And that's where you have to go to the source. You're the source of everything. If you are not pouring into yourself, how can you become a source to other people? If you don't know how to love yourself, how can you really love another person? Because if you learn to love yourself, you'll realize, I need boundaries. I need time to myself. I need to do certain things on a daily basis for me to feel fulfilled. And you will hold other people accountable for that. Where that person's not going to lean on you for their happiness or fulfillment. No, you're going to redirect them. Hey, you need to find yourself. Because that creates an unhealthy attachment. They need to be whole in themselves, and you teach other people to be whole in themselves, not to rely on you for their wholeness. And that's the difference between a healer and a modern day healer. Modern day healer teaches you to lean on me, to become dependent on me. We're never going to cure you. Just lean on me for the rest of your life. But a healer teaches the person how to be whole on themselves, how to heal themselves, and to continue to be healthy. That's the difference. Christ didn't come here to make followers. He came here to make kings and queens. He didn't come here to make a world of worshipers. He came here to make royalty. This is why we take our crowns, because the Christos taught us how to take dominion and authority in our own life. And I am all humble and grateful. And I will have no problem. I'll rejoice and throw my crown before his feet, because he's the one who taught me how to wear it. He's the one who gave it to me and taught me how to wear it. So take your life serious. It's a Thursday. Just finish halfway through the week. You got next week, and you got the rest of this week. Make it happen. Be about your business. Focus on your business. And don't care about anyone else's business except yours. Take account for the flock, your sheep. Stop caring about what's happening a million light years than somewhere else, and you have no power to change it. If you don't have any power to change it, don't put on the burden the emotional burden that this allows you to take care of what you should be taking care of, because that's what you're going to be held accountable for. You're not going to be held accountable for things that you're not responsible for, nor do you have authority over. You're going to be held accountable, and your soul holds you accountable for what you have power over and what is your responsibility. That's it. So concern yourself with that. Don't be distracted by the false burdens that the media places on you for you not to pay attention to what you need to be paying attention to. Your focus is the currency of the future you desire. And if you disperse it, like you have abundance of it, you will realize that you wasted your life because you allowed yourself to remain distracted. You allowed yourself to be so tapped in with catching up with everything in the world that your world passed by. Don't allow that to happen. Other than that, guys, take action, be intentional every day, pray to God, ask for your daily bread, and God bless you guys, and I'll see you guys soon.